Hey, so my friend called and asked me for my recipe for my baked macaroni and cheese, and I said, why not make a video? I've been saying I was gonna make a YouTube video, so why not do it? So I don't really know what to say, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. So the first step is bring the water to a boil, like so. And if you really want to be fancy, you can add a chicken bouillon cube or like some chicken flavor just to the water, so that way when you add your noodles, it already got a little extra kick to it. So after the water is brought to a good boil, you want to add your noodles. So I like to layer my mac and cheese, so I add a lot of noodles. And then after you add your noodles, you want to give it a quick stir, because you don't want the noodles to get stuck together. So give it a quick stir. And you're gonna let it boil for about 7, or if you overcook them, you know when it's overcooked if your noodles swell up really big. You don't want big noodles. You don't want it to cook that long because you're gonna put it in the oven. So important thing to remember. I can't talk. So important thing to remember when you're making mac and cheese is you have to stir it. You want to stir it so that it's not sticking together. If you don't stir it together, it'll be like in clumps. You want to make sure it's not clumped up like that. So you want to stir it. Not too much, but just enough so it's not sticking together. You want to make sure it has a nice consistency. Stir that shit. Don't let it stick together. Put the top back on it. Give it a little minute. Stir the shit again. Whatever. So at this point in the game, you should start having some type of aroma going on. You should start smelling your noodles. They smell very good. You should be able to want to eat them without cheese. And that shit is... This shit is... Let me rewash my hands. Next, we're gonna prepare the cheese. Now, how you prepare the cheese, you say? How you prepare the cheese, you say? Simple. What I use is, now this is optional, but you gotta step outside your comfort zone sometimes. Okay, so after you added your whipping cream, you're gonna add your butter. Now, get ready to clutch your pearls, because I use 2 sticks of butter in my mac and cheese. And I know that seems like a lot, plus especially with all the cheese, but I mean, YOLO. So you're gonna add that to that. Okay. And another word to my mother. I'm so fucking lame. Okay, so you got 2 of those, and you're gonna let that melt. I'm just gonna let that melt. Now, what I do is I go ahead and I add a little chicken broth to my mixture. You add it to the pot, and you can see it's now a darker color. That's the butter and the chicken broth. So next you want to add your cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. Some people use blocks of cheese. I know some people don't like their mac and cheese really cheesy. Me personally, I don't trust people who don't like cheesy macaroni. Like, weirdo. But these are the different types of cheeses really quick. And we're going to get back to our mixture. So, this is our pot. The cheese have been added. You want to get at a nice stir and let that mix. Okay, so now that you added your cheese to your mix, you want to give it a nice stir. It's already nice and cheesy. Look at that. Watch this, y'all. Y'all better be like, oh my God, it's so good. Okay. Yeah, they're going to eat your pussy from the back after you feed them this shit. Watch. Okay, so you're going to take those noodles that's all seasoned up, and you're going to add them to the pot now. Okay, you got your macaroni added into it, and you want to stir that all together. Just get all of that cheese and that macaroni so that every noodle has some cheese in it. Okay. We getting there. We getting there. And I just want y'all to know this is on a whack-ass 7 iPhone. So imagine if this bitch was a 10. You would really be able... Or a 11, whatever the fuck they got out right now. So that's that. You sound like my pussy. Listen. Yeah, look. So after you remove it from the pot and you put it in your pan, this is how it should look. Okay, nice and wet. Now you go and you add your cheese. Okay, so after you added your cheese to the top, I like to use sharp and mild on the top just because it give it a little contrast to the mozzarella and the Kobe like cheese that's already in the middle. And then you pop that bad boy in the oven. So let's do it. Then you pop that bad boy in the oven for about 10 minutes. You really just need the cheese to melt and the noodles to get a little bit softer. So a good 10 to 15 minutes and you're good. So this is the finished product, or dish as Brooklyn will call it.